Rosé is your rosé brand. This is
Yeah.
Roses and Rosé Live. So, oh my gosh, we are about to pop this rosé on a Tuesday morning. Can you do the honors? Can you open this up?
I mean, such a hard.
Oh, please put the effort in. Thank you for being here.
Yes.
Tell me about why you wanted to make a rosé and like how you
Yeah.
crafted this. The way. Listen to this.
Oh, it
Tell me
sounds
about
so
it.
good. Can you guys hear it? So yeah, I mean, I've always loved rosé, especially, I mean, I feel like the last couple years rosé has become just such a popular drink because it is so easy to enjoy, no matter what time of day, whether it's 10 o'clock in the morning or on a Tuesday, you know, and it's just one of those things, especially in California.
Yeah.
It's just a drink that I personally, it was my go-to.
Cheers.
So, yeah, cheers.
Cheers. What a boss lady.
It's cold.
It's amazing. You guys, she brought it in an igloo thing for me to keep it cold. It's so good. I've never had it before, but you were killing it. You're selling it. You're in different restaurants.
Yes.
This is a venture between you and your boyfriend, Devin. So what is that like to work together and be in a relationship?
Yeah. Okay, so when we first started it, I remember specifically, like, so many people being like, are you sure you want to do that?
Yeah.
Because you hear about it all the time, like things that just can go kind of awry, whether it's like married couples working together or whatever. But for us, it's actually really fun. It's been challenging at times, and we have to work through things, but I think it's forced us to communicate better. It's forced us to kind of be creative together and like have this shared kind of project and shared passion now together, which I think is really cool.
How long have you guys been together and how are things going?
It's been a year, which is crazy.
Yeah.
We're doing really well. It's definitely been, I feel bad because I feel like we did start, like in hindsight, I think we started dating. Like I wish I would have taken a little bit more time, but that's the way it went. Like it naturally evolved. We had known each other before I went on The Bachelor and we're friends. And so, but I do feel bad because like I went through a very hard public breakup, and I do think I brought a lot of those like emotions into me and Devin's relationship at the beginning, and so it's definitely been like a roller coaster of a ride. And you know, like he doesn't understand all of this stuff, and he's very confused by it, especially at first when all people wanted to ask me about was Ben, and it was hard. He was such a trooper, and so we've been through a lot together, but I think that makes us like that much stronger. So we're doing really well.
I love that. How did you kind of get through that when you say he was such a trooper? I mean, did you have to talk him through and say like, stick with me through this? I've got to deal with all this. How do you get through that?
Honestly, like I never had to talk him off the cliff. Like he was just always very supportive, but there were times where he was like, hey, this is really hard for me. Like, and I never really stopped and thought about, gosh, that must be, like I never really put myself in his shoes at first because it was just kind of like, I was just kind of also in the moment dealing with it all. But now looking back, I'm like, gosh, he really had to kind of hear a lot of things that you don't really want to hear about the person you're now like in love with and dating, you know? So, I mean, I think it was just like communication and just trying to be understanding of where each other's coming from. But he was always so supportive of me. He really was.
What is it that makes you, not just that support, but what other qualities make you really happy with this guy?
He is very, like, I can stress out about little things and try to like look too much into the future and plan too much. And he's very much like, no, like, let's just enjoy this moment, take it day by day. He also pushes me, like with the rosé. I feel like I have all these ideas, but I never know where to start, so I never actually start. And he's the person who's like, no, like, let's start here, and we're gonna make this happen. So he really does like push me to kind of do things that I've dreamt of or things that I'm passionate about or want to do, and not push me in a way that's like aggressive, just really like lightly kind of like give me that little nudge that maybe I need at times, which is really cool. And I've never really like had someone who does that for me. So it's exciting.
What was that like for you? Because, you know, like you said, you went through a tough breakup, and I know, I mean, I just remember seeing like the criticism you got on social media at that time. What was the key for you to getting past that? Was Devin the key for it, or what was it?
Yeah, he was like super, yes, he helped me a lot. I think it was my friends and my family. And then honestly, I think it was just not reading it. I just had to take a step back, and for a while there, I just didn't read anything, and I still really don't. Like, there was a lot of stuff out there that I could have been deep into like reading, and I just, for me personally, it was better to just not even look and kind of continue about my life. But yeah, he was definitely a key part in helping me kind of stay grounded and like not listen to the criticism. And but I mean, I still when you hear something, it's
Right.
obviously still, it sticks with you, so.
What was the hardest part about that time? Was it the criticism from people? What was the tough thing
I
to
think
get
it was
through?
the criticism. I think it was like I was sad about the breakup and I was going through a lot of changes. I was like moving my life and like trying to like resettle and get my like footing underneath me and I was sad and I felt bad. Like I felt like I had failed. I felt like all these emotions that you feel in a breakup, right? But then it was also on a very public scale and I did feel like, you know, I think everyone always wants there to be someone at fault or a reason why, or like someone wants to point the finger. And I think because I started dating Devin so soon after, I was kind of an easy like target for the reason for the breakup
Yeah.
or whatever. And so that was obviously hard, but you know, breakups are hard.
Yeah.
Whether you met on The Bachelor
Yeah.
or not, like breakups suck.
And you know, when you look back, I mean, I feel like your life, it's kind of crazy. We were talking about Bachelor time feels longer because so many shows happen, but really in a pretty short amount of time, you moved to Colorado, you moved back, you don't
Yeah.
work as a flight attendant anymore. Now you have this other job. Like, what have you kind of learned about yourself as you've been through all this?
I think I learned that I'm a lot stronger than I thought I was because, you know, growing up, I'm so thankful. I had such a steady upbringing. My family's together. My parents still live in the house that I grew up in, so I didn't experience a ton of change.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, in such a short amount of time, like you said, I moved back, I was engaged, I wasn't, like there was so much change that it was so overwhelming, but I realized that I can handle it and I'm still standing and I feel like
Yeah.
I'm stronger than before. So I think it just taught me that, you know, you might be thinking that this is like the hardest thing and I'm never going to come out of it, but you will. And I definitely learned that during that time.
I love that. We're going to wrap up here, but yeah, just so many questions, so much love coming in for you. And really quick, Mary B wants to know, are you and Devin living together?
No. We talked about this.
We talked about this.
No. I mean, we like spend so much time together
Yeah.
and we live 10 minutes down the road. But like I said, I've just been through so much change. I think that's definitely not something I want to rush, but we definitely could at this point. I think the timing has to be right.
So you're happy, but you want to take things a little bit slower right now.
Yeah.
See how
yes,
things go.
I think The Bachelor taught me honestly that for me at least personally, I want to take things a little bit slower this time around and not rush anything.
Well, so happy to see you so happy. I really cannot tout this rosé enough. You guys, as you know, I love my rosés. And this one is really top. And it's from Provence, which is where all the good rosés are. That's my one rule about rosé. Don't
French.
get anything not
Yes.
from France, okay? She knows. Everybody, make sure, of course, to follow Lauren on social media if you don't already. And you also have your clothing line as well.
Yes.
Do you wanna
we
plug
did. Yeah, so Bellevue, the label. Bellevue is actually the street I grew up on, so that's kind of where it all stems from. But yeah, we did a collection of 5 pieces. Just fun to kind of like test and see what people like, but honestly more so because I wanted clothes that I loved to wear this summer. So I was like, oh, let's make some clothes.
I'll make myself a wine,
Yeah.
I'll make myself some clothes. I'm good.
Good
Great.
to go. But yeah, so it's been really fun. I've been really busy, but I love clothes and I love rosé, so it kind of all
There you
makes
go.
sense.